Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. A massive deep pit or depression has been discovered on planet Mars that has left astronomers baffled. So in this new image that you're seeing here, courtesy of NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the satellite snapped what can only be described as a vast pit, estimated to be hundreds of feet across, surrounded by frozen carbon dioxide, which is located on the south pole of Mars, sticking out amongst the Swiss cheese-like terrain of the red planet. Now, before we go further, just to give you guys an idea of what you're actually looking at in this really strange, again, Swiss cheese-like terrain, you're basically seeing the pattern that is made up of the leftover residual carbon dioxide, which, if you guys don't know, is basically dry ice. Now, similarly to planet Earth, Mars also has polar ice caps. But unlike Earth, the polar ice caps on Mars are a combination of carbon dioxide and water ice. So during certain times on Mars, this carbon dioxide will go from a gas back to an ice and vice versa. It never goes into a liquid like water does. So that's what you're seeing here. It's a very alien but beautiful terrain. And so the high-res instrument on the MRO took the image that you're seeing here during the late summer season in the Martian southern hemisphere. And that's when they spotted this very strange pit, as they're calling it, that they really have no idea what it is. And as of right now, there's no conclusive answer, and this is according to Lisa May, who is formerly lead program executive for the Mars Exploration Program at NASA. Now, publicly, NASA has, of course, given us a variety of reasons for these strange holes, which, by the way, have been seen all over planet Mars. Some common causes can be meteorites that leave massive craters, obviously, lava tubes that have collapsed that produce these deep pits, floods from long ago that have hollowed out Grand Canyons, and volcanoes. But according to NASA, this hole here is none of those things. And according to one source who I spoke with, who actually has a family member that's working very closely with NASA on the Mars program, it was said that this pit apparently shows some very artificial characteristics. As in, it's not just your typical collapsed lava tube like we've seen elsewhere. This is a depression, almost as if something has been hollowed out here. And it's certainly not the first time that we've seen holes all over Mars. And when I'm talking holes, I'm talking deep, dark holes, many of which are bottomless. You cannot see anything in them, they are so dark. And if you look hard enough, they are scattered all over the Martian surface, and you're seeing various images of them here. One of my favorites is this one, which has been pointed out by other UFO researchers to show a possible object moving down into the hole just as this satellite photograph was snapped. And of course, we have the alternative theories, where many believe that some of these holes are in fact entrances to an underground civilization deep under the Martian surface, a theory and idea that has not only been put forth by so-called conspiracy theorists like us, but even mainstream scientists, who recently stated that if there is a civilization on Mars, then it is likely deep underground in order to avoid the harsh weather, the dwindling atmosphere, and the terrible radiation that was a result of whatever calamity hit this planet that was once very much like planet Earth. And we've shown you guys evidence in the past of things that look like glass tubes that have been seen popping out of the cracks of the Martian surface. And in some of these, we've even found what appear to be metallic circular vehicles of some sort, snapped either in transit or just sitting in some of these glass tubes, as you're seeing here, with the sunlight above clearly reflecting off of this metallic sphere that appears to be making its way through these tunnels that crisscross throughout the surface and below. So as of right now, it's a very interesting find. It's even more interesting that NASA doesn't know what it is or how it was made. We're getting very little information about it. So I'll put the link to the image down in the video description. And before we leave today, while we're on the subject of planet Mars, the public was just given its very first look at a new Mars rover that was unveiled at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex and is the new concept for possible future missions on the Red Planet. And it was unveiled Monday by astronaut Scott Kelly. The concept vehicle, which by the way was not actually built by NASA, but apparently by show car designers who used input from other astronauts in order to build this mock-up. And yeah, this thing is pretty badass. And it's definitely a step up from the rovers that we have there now. So this would actually be a manned vehicle. And we all know that there is a growing urge to get people to planet Mars, which also kind of makes you wonder, why is there such an urge? Is there something wrong with our own planet that we're not being told? But I'll leave that for another video, and you guys can tell me what you think down below. So thank you all for stopping by today. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe on your way out. Stop over to our official Patreon page and support the channel. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. So stay safe, and I'll see you back in just a bit.